Hey, Steve from Compassionate Credit Repair. Now, if you've got bad credit, the idea of buying a car might feel like maybe climbing a mountain without shoes, but I'm here to show you some clever ways to still get that car, even if your credit score isn't great. So stick around because I'm going to share actionable tips that can save you money and help you avoid getting ripped off. So let's jump straight in. First things first, you've got to know your credit score. I know it sounds basic, but this is where most people trip up. You need to get a copy of your credit report from all three major bureaus. Now, why? Because they don't always match. You might have errors on one report or even two, and those errors could be costing you thousands in higher interest rates. In fact, according to a study by the FTC, one in five people have a mistake on their credit report. So fix those errors before you even think about car shopping. It could give you a bump that saves you a lot of money in the long run. Thank you, Steve. All right. Tip number two, save for a bigger down payment. Now, I know what you're thinking. Easier said than done, but here's the deal. Lenders look at two things, your credit and the risk of lending money to you. The more cash you put down up front, the less risk you are to them. So, even if your credit score isn't shiny, a big down payment can make you far more attractive to lenders. Plus, it reduces your monthly payment. And trust me when I say this, lower payments equals less stress. If you can, try aiming for 20% of the car's value. That's if you can. Now, if your credit is really, really rough, one smart way to get approved is by using a cosigner. A cosigner is someone with better credit who agrees to share the responsibility of the loan. Basically, they're vouching for you, but here's the thing, they're not just putting their name on paper, they're taking on a real risk. Why? Because if you miss a payment, it hits their credit too. So make sure this is someone who trusts you and who understands the stakes. It can definitely lower your interest rates, though, and in some cases, actually make the difference between you getting an approval or a rejection. Now, next tip, and here's a big one, don't just go with the first loan offer you get, especially if it comes from the dealership. Dealerships make money off financing, and their deals often in your favor, especially if you've got bad credit. So instead, shop around for lenders, banks, credit unions, online lenders. They all offer different terms, and some specialize in working with people just like you who've got lower credit scores. In fact, credit unions tend to offer better rates than traditional banks for people with poor credit. And remember, every lender looks at your credit history differently. So don't settle until you've compared a few offers. Another clever move, next tip, get pre approved before you step foot on the lot. When you're pre approved for a loan, you walk into the dealership with real power. It shows the seller you're serious and that you already know your loan limits. Now, this can save you from high pressure tactics. We all know what they are, where salespeople push you into a higher loan or a monthly payment that you can afford. Plus, with pre approval, you'll have a much clearer idea of the interest rates you qualify for. So at the end of the day, there are no surprises. Next tip. Now, this option should come with a little warning because it's about buy here, pay here dealerships. Now, these are dealerships where you finance directly with them instead of going through a bank. Now, if your credit is really in the dumps, these places might offer you financing where others actually won't offer you the financing. But the downside, well, you probably guessed, they often charge sky high interest rates and might have stricter payment terms. So, if you do go this route, be sure you understand all the terms of your loan, but it can be an option when no one else will actually give you a shot because of your credit. Next tip, when you're working with bad credit, buying a brand new car, well, might not be exactly your best move. Instead, Consider a used or a certified pre owned vehicle. Now, why? Well, first, new cars lose up to 20% of their value the moment you drive off the lot. But with a used car, you can avoid that depreciation and you can find some great deals. Certified pre owned cars come with warranties and have been inspected to meet certain standards. So you do get a peace of mind without the hefty price tag. Next tip, and here's a little known one: use a car buying service. Now, some credit unions and banks offer car buying services that not only help you find a car, but also secure a loan with better terms. These services often negotiate on your behalf and they may have access to deals that aren't available to the general public. It's definitely a smart, hassle free option that can save you both time and money. Finally, don't get tunnel vision when it comes to the monthly payment. It's easy to get swayed by that low monthly number, but lenders often stretch out the loan term to make it look affordable. What this means is you'll end up paying more in interest over time. Focus on the total cost of the loan, not just the monthly payment. A shorter loan term with a slightly higher monthly payment can actually save you a lot of money in the long run. So there you have it. Some clever ways to buy a car, even if you've got bad credit. And remember, having bad credit doesn't mean you're stuck with bad deals. Absolutely not. If you use these tips, you can make smarter choices and avoid the traps that comes with car shopping. Have a great day, guys.